Hey everybody, how are you guys doing tonight? There's a few of you in here already. Started in a minute. How are you guys doing tonight? Forget to use the chat. Let me know if you guys have any questions. I'm just going to do a quick stream tonight, playing around with the streaming software again. And I figured today would be a good day since Autodesk came out with their new update. They announced AutoCAD 2018. Right now, see, I'm on the blog announcement on Autodesk's website. Let's kind of take a look and see what they've got this year. I don't know if you saw it, but posted up a new blog post today. I think I put the link in the description. Kind of going over the new features of AutoCAD 2018 and what I like and what I thought was kind of luster here. So yeah, here we are on Autodesk's blog. We're going to go through kind of the new features and let me know what you guys think. I think personally this year, this is kind of a lackluster set of features that they've added on. Yeah, let's get started here. So the first feature here that they're kind of talking about is to create and share precise drawings with native tools. So that's kind of just expanding on their cloud tools as well as the Autodesk AutoCAD 360 shareability. Super interesting. Second one here is saving time and minimizing frustration. They've added in some tools to fix broken paths for XREF files. This is one that is definitely cool. I've opened up drawings, half a dozen broken XREFs, and be able to group them and then fix them. They're all saved in the same file is nice. They've also made it possible to set the default to relative file path rather than fixed or no path. It's going to be really useful for external reference. The next one here is probably the most useful of the new updates for this year, and that's using SHX text recognition to import text from PDFs. Last year in 2017, I've got a video on it, and they introduced the ability to import PDFs into AutoCAD, and it will convert the line type, assuming that the PDF is vector-based drawing. That means it was created in most likely AutoCAD, Civil 3D, some other drawing software. It can recognize those lines and create them in AutoCAD. Now they've added in the text recognition with this year's release. I haven't been able to test it out, obviously. But if that works, like it shows in the screenshot below, which we'll get to, then that's probably the most useful update for this year. Like I said at the start, this is one of the more lackluster years. And if it weren't for the fact that everybody's pretty much moving into subscription model now, probably wouldn't be upgrading. If you're in the subscription model, which I mentioned in my blog post, it's obviously not up to it. The next one here is significant improvements in performance of AutoCAD, including 3D navigation, zooming, and panning. That's helpful, but to be honest, unless you're using like Civil 3D, which it doesn't specify that this is for Civil 3D, or AutoCAD. Most people aren't drawing 3D in plain AutoCAD, vanilla AutoCAD, just because it's not that great. Doing land works in 3D, you're probably using some. I assume this would also work in Civil 3D. These improvements. If it's just AutoCAD, that's. If you're doing any kind of 3D modeling in AutoCAD, you're probably going to be using Inventor or SolidWorks or Fusion 60. They're all better than relatively. AutoCAD's obviously a little cheaper than all of those, especially cheaper. But Fusion is free for hobbyists. Yeah, you can check out the video on their blog. We're going to keep going down here. And like they mentioned here, if you're on the subscription license or the maintenance plan, which I assume most people are, if you have a perpetual license, you definitely want to maintenance plan, getting these updates every year. Yeah, if you're on subscription, you're going to get all these updates right away. Like I said at the start, I don't think if you're not on a subscription or a maintenance plan, definitely not worth joining just for 2018. The updates are really minor. It's not like it used to be, where you get like huge improvements each year. Getting closer, or it's getting to the point where it's small kind of incremental upgrades and speed feature additions rather than like big cool. Yeah, you can see here probably the most exciting, and that's why they put it first, is PDF. They've updated the new feature from last year, the PDF import. I really liked this feature last year, and I'm glad that they've added text, although it feels like something that should have been added last year, but they just get around to it. This is kind of like an afterthought. I think it should have been part of last year's release. But as you can see, it says it's going to be able to recognize SHX text. Going to be able to compare it to various fonts in AutoCAD. It could be helpful, but if it's like the rest of the PDF features, it's only going to work if the drawing was originally done in something like AutoCAD or an equivalent. It's not going to work, at least not in my experience, with scanned or old versions of drawings or hand-drawn drawings. Just hardly work. Next up, like I mentioned before, external reference path enhancements. Basically, they're making it a lot easier to fix broken references, which is nice. Again, this is a menu option that should have probably been a small minor update to last year's or any year. I'm surprised they've never really had this. You should easily be able to fix a handful of references integrated right into the external reference manager. So yeah, they've added it. You can also now, I read that you can assign relative paths as the default instead of full path or no path. You can also assign paths to XREFs referenced into a drawing that hasn't been saved yet. It doesn't have a name, which is nice. Again, usually beneficial. Object selection. This one's kind of cool. It's something that, I don't know, I've lived without and I didn't know I needed it. I don't think it's a selling feature, even though it is nice to have. You're allowed to begin a selection window, so that would be like clicking and dragging the selection box, and you're also allowed to pan and zoom, and it'll keep maintaining the selections of things that are off the screen. So you can, like it's showing here, start the selection in the corner, pan across your whole drawing, end it, and it'll select everything that you've covered with your. It never used to do that. It used to select stuff that you basically see in your window. So that's useful. Again, it's something that I don't know why it didn't do that before. Important. And now we're getting near the bottom. And like I said, I don't know why, but there are not many huge, great updates this year. I mentioned this in my post. check in the description of the stream. The last one here is high resolution 4K monitor support. This was just inevitable. People are moving to 4K. They obviously want a way to modify and change up their drafting program. 4K. It was inevitable. Looks like you can kind of customize most of the interface elements to show correctly over 4K, which is nice. It'll be interesting to see, especially when you get with some large monitors now and res graphics card displays. It's a nice feature. Again, it's nice to have. It's not necessary. And this whole update of 2018 seems to be, it's more than lackluster. It's just not a waste of time, but I definitely wouldn't be buying or upgrading if the fact that my day job at the company I work for is on subscription, so we'll be getting it either way. Just not, it seems like since they've gone to subscription, they haven't been putting out enough features to convince people to buy new. If you're just continuing along, these just seem like minor updates. Yeah, that's kind of all they've got. You can check out more on my website, CAD Intentions. I just posted a blog post with a little more information and a little more background. Yeah, I'm interested to see what other people think and feel about this update. There's a couple cool features like the PDF import of text. The new XREF feature could be nice, but again, both of these are things that could have been added in minor updates. I don't think a full new year release, I don't think these were enough to make it a big deal. Kind of a bummer. But leave a comment, check out the website, let me know what you guys think. Thanks for hanging out. Cheers. Have a good one.